When I'm working with younger students on preparing for professional and college auditions, there are various things that they can work on, the sort of the do's and don'ts of preparing for auditions. When I was preparing to take orchestral auditions, I think one of the best pieces of advice that I was given was by Ed Kleinhammer, who was the bass trombonist at the Chicago Symphony. And he said, when you go to the audition, stay to yourself, keep to yourself, don't hang out with the other trombone players, because inevitably there will be some sort of emotional and mental jousting that'll be going on, and you don't want to get caught up in that. Pace yourself as you're approaching the audition. You don't want to peak too soon, and you don't want to sort of burn yourself out either emotionally or physically by practicing too hard as you approach the audition date. With a couple of days before the audition, you may want to do some hard practicing, but on the day before the audition, you should just do a basic sort of run through and not really press it hard, so that you'll have some lip in reserve and you have some emotion in reserve. And then the day of the audition, just warm up and avoid trying to test that one note, that one excerpt that might be especially difficult, because that can sort of work on your mind. If you have to keep testing it and testing it, you'll start to doubt yourself. You'll start to doubt whether or not you can do it. Make sure that you don't leave any easy points on the table, that you be sure to play everything that's on the page, and that would seem obvious. But there are some times that a student will miss a dynamic or an articulation, a place where it goes suddenly from forte to piano, and you have to emphasize to the student, look, the audition committee is going to be looking for that. They're going to be listening for that. It's a test. If you can't play rhythmically accurately and with a steady tempo, that many people can't play together and stay together. Don't just day after day start at one end and practice it through to the other end. It's a good idea to take the piece apart and put it back together. One of my teachers, Dave Sporney, who was the trombone teacher at the Interlochen Arts Academy, recommended a technique which I think is really good, which is to give yourself different assignments on different days. Okay, today it's going to be intonation day. I'm going to primarily focus on intonation. Okay, today I'm going to practice the dynamics. I'm going to really focus on the dynamics. Today I'm going to really pay attention to the articulations. Okay, today I'm going to try to do it all. I'm going to try to make it all fit together. Also, I recommend to students that they not always play the excerpts in the dynamic that's written. If it's a particularly loud excerpt or a particularly soft excerpt, sometimes just play it at a middle dynamic, at a mezzo dynamic, so that you feel comfortable and relaxed. Difficult passages that are fast, that have a lot of notes, to practice them slowly. When I was playing in the Minnesota Orchestra, I would listen to some of these world-class soloists, piano soloists, violinists, cellists, as they were practicing. Because sometimes I would practice in one of the dressing rooms at the hall, and even though these were people who had an incredible command and facility on the instrument, they were still doing a lot of slow practice. And then when it came time for them to perform, they could perform it just as in sort of blinding speed and really impressively. You want to play as if you were sitting in the ensemble and sort of imagine hearing the entire orchestra playing with you, but also a little bit as though you were sticking out, as if you were being the soloist and playing expressively, emotionally, thinking about how you might want to shape the phrases, the kind of direction that you might want to give the music. That's, I think, what they mean by playing orchestral excerpts in an audition musically.